Welcome to episode 14 of the MidLegs Podcast. That's Maxton Brunke. I'm Carl Blalock. Nothing has changed since the last time. You know what?
We doubled our divisional wins.
We did. We got four now.
We're at 4. July
None of
1st.
them have been against the Brewers, but
No.
hey, it's July and we're at 4 divisional wins. Yay us. Let's start by reading some tweets, just some bookmark tweets I've seen from over the week. And let's start with we'll start with this from Charlie Goldsmith. Nick Kirby, Nicholas Kirby at Twitter was the guy who tweeted it. And he said that Ellie will be the 8th, and this was as of the 27th. Ellie will be the 8th different player to hit leadoff since these comments were made 6 years ago, in which Terry Francona doesn't like to play lineup bingo. Quote, I've thought about a lot of these things. I'll do what I think makes sense. I won't do what I don't think makes sense. If we don't have guys hitting and you start playing lineup bingo, there has to be a reason to do something.
Okay.
Again, that was made in the beginning of May. Elliott was the 8th different player to hit leadoff since he said that.
Okay. Well, Terry,
Yep.
I don't know what to say to you.
We remember friend of the show, Tim Hanna. We've talked about this before. We had a radio show with him one time in 2024, and he said, you'll always have the summer of 2023, and that always echoes in our heads anytime we watch this baseball team. Chad Dotson on Twitter. I don't want to bum anybody out, but at the trade deadline in 2023, the Reds were 59-49 and in first place. They made no meaningful moves to try and make the playoffs. Then GM and current GM Nick Krall later said he has no regrets about that. Since then, in the 3 seasons since that trade deadline, the Reds have gone 222 and 238. The Reds' record against the Brewers is now 18 and 45 since 2022.
Oh, man.
WAR by team as of yesterday, leading in batting WAR are the Dodgers with 19.5. In pitching WAR with 12.9, the Dodgers also at the top. Dead last in total WAR, the Cincinnati Reds. That's 32.3 for the Dodgers. The Reds at 7.4. 4.4 batting WAR, which is tied for the worst with the Mets. And the pitching WAR is minus 3 points, or at 3.0, which is one of the worst in the league. In fact, the only one that is worse is Houston at 2.4. We've talked about all those injuries.
Yeah.
The Cubs at 2.8, and the Nationals at 0.6. Now, also looking at the batting WAR, the Astros 10.9, the Nationals 12.7, and the Mets are just 4.4. The Mets are hitting at 4.4. Sorry. Cubs 16.9. So, yeah. Here's another one. From Reds Daily. The Reds gave up a player who is quickly becoming one of the best prospects in baseball. Mike Serrata, who Cincinnati traded to the Dodgers in the Gavin Lux deal last offseason, has climbed to number 12 on Baseball America's top 100 prospect lists. Now, mind you, we traded Gavin Lux for Brock Burke in the offseason.
Which I don't know. We talked about this last season, but I was a Gavin Lux truther. I liked that kid. And the fact that it almost it hurts me to talk about all the moves that we have made, because in the moment they seem so good. And now they've just turned out to be nothing.
Well,
especially
the thing with Gavin Lux was the fact that we traded him for him to be a 250, 260 everyday outfielder.
Yeah.
And he wasn't that.
Yeah.
Now, how much of that was him and how much of that was everything else? Probably a combination of both. But
And at the time of trading him, we did feel oversaturated in that position. So I didn't really bat an eye at it, but to hear that he's having so much success now is just, you know.
Yeah.
And things, going back to the WAR thing, things have gotten worse for the boys. Tony Santion on IL as of Friday. It's 15-day IL, but
it's still. You had Dane Myers, just a scary collision with the outfield wall. It reminded me of when Tyler Callahan had his last year, which Tyler Callahan killed us on Sunday, was it? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Sunday he killed us. I've met him before. He's good. But he had that big collision in Atlanta beginning of last year where he fractured his arm real bad. And it
Yeah.
doesn't seem like it's that bad for Dane Myers, but still very scary impact for that.
No, it's I think it's reported as a left shoulder contusion, which is probably best case scenario for how that looked.
Yeah. But I don't know. Suarez is still around, isn't he? I know he got hit we had an injury scare with Ellie on Sunday, which I think he was fine. Suarez had that
neither of
big lump
those
on his
two are
hand.
on the IL in any shape or form. Blake Dunn obviously sent down. He was injured as well. What did he do? He had an issue with his elbow. I don't think we know yet exactly what happened.
Yeah, how bad that's going to be, but
yeah, but he is on the 10-day for now. It feels like we can't have anything nice. Dane was playing well at times. Blake was playing well at times, and now, both of them are out. Yeah, obviously Ashcraft, that happened a while ago, but Ashcraft was far and away our best reliever. And then he got put on
almost
60
get Pagan and
day.
Green back at least, but
yeah, I think let me take a look. He will make his season debut for the Reds on Saturday versus the Orioles. So that's positive. We're talking about our far and away best pitcher coming back to the team, and I can't even get my voice to sound enthusiastic about it because this team is in such purgatory at the moment.
I wouldn't even call it purgatory. I'd call it hell.
Yeah, 100%. I mean,
at least we're not. It could be worse. At least we aren't sinking 4 times the payroll into it and still in the same spot like the Mets.
We're not the Mets. We are not the Mets.
We're not the Mets.
We did have a worse record than the Mets in June, though. The Reds 9-17 in June. Not far and away the worst record in the MLB, but it's the worst, and it's amongst the worst for sure. The Mets second worst, 10-17. The only reason they're ahead of us is because they had an extra win. We did beat the Mets twice.
Yeah,
that's a positive. Marlins best record in June at 20-6. How about that team?
I figured it would have been the Tigers, truthfully.
The Gay Tigs went 15-11 in June.
Really? I thought it was a bit better than that.
I thought so too, especially the way that friend of the program, Tim Hanna and Bryce Tinson,
they
were talking about him,
hyping it up a lot more. But
yeah, so this is bad. 3 series left to go before the All-Star break. And that's not including the 2 games left with Milwaukee, which are you going to post this on Friday?
No, we're posting it today. We're posting it Wednesdays when we're recording.
All right. So. Yeah. We're recording this on Wednesday. We still have 2 games against Milwaukee. And then
it's a 4-game
Baltimore.
Set?
Yes, it is a 4-game set. And that, don't forget, we have another 4-game set with them in September. And then we're home for the rest of the until we go on All-Star break against Baltimore, then Philly, and then Chicago. The Cubs. And Chicago's been very good as well. They had the fifth best record in June at 16-10. Um, it's just, I like show me, point in the direction of which I should be thinking positively with this team. The Phillies also, by the way, 18-9 in June. So that's another team up there that is playing very well at the moment, and we are gonna have to face to end off the first half of the season. But
Let's see.
give me a positive. Hunter Green comes back. He makes his start on Saturday, we hope. Um, and then we said more. um,
Let's see. Positive, positive. If you got monthly, you save like $50 from watching this team. You don't have to pay for the last 3 months. I
that's true.
unfortunately did not go monthly.
No, I didn't
Uh,
either.
let's see here. The World Cup is on, and so we don't have to worry about watching baseball.
Yeah, that's
Um,
actually saving me. I haven't even bothered to turn on a
no,
game really.
I've not either really. Um, well, let's see what else we got. Uh, we both have girlfriends.
Yeah.
No, literally, I was sitting there. I was sitting there, I think this morning actually. I was sitting there and like it was like I was watching baseball and like happily watching baseball with my girlfriend, and then I woke up because I couldn't be happy watching Reds baseball. Somebody on Twitter was talking about this, and it got brought into our sphere, and one of our buddies sent it into a group chat that we're in. Shout out Aiden Crowley. Um, of like how there's just nothing about this team that is entertaining. There's none.
Yeah.
It's rage bait the team. You've got Barry Larkin babbling about whatever. I like Sadak, but some people don't. But he just sounds so depressed because he wears his heart on the sleeve for the team. And just like all the rest of us, he's fucking disappointed. Like,
Yep.
I don't know. The presentation's not good. Uh, I mean, the manager, and I want to use this as a segue. We're not going to have the full not Tito. We're going to take a break next week, or actually the next 2 weeks, because I'm going to be on vacation. But we're going to come back after the All-Star break, and I'm going to be sitting in Holden Beach on the porch of our oceanside rental that we got for a week, and I'm going to be researching and digging in and tearing apart Terry Francona's hire as manager of the Reds. And let's start with this stat here, just as a teaser for that. Will Benson had 35 stolen bases in 23 and 24. This is from Reds in 4 at Reds in 4 on Twitter. Will Benson stole 35 bases in 23 and 24. He's had 3 stolen bases since Tito took over in 2025. Spencer Steer stole 40 bases in 23-24, went down to 10 in 25-26. And Ellie went from 102 stolen bases in 23-24 to just 47 in 2025-2026.
Mm.
This is a team that was built for speed. And if you can't hit, you got to get runners into scoring position. And we just don't steal anymore. We don't utilize the speed game. We don't utilize any of
Nope.
it. I don't know what Tito wants because he wants us to have bloop and blast, guards ball, which I hate. I hate guards ball. And when you look at it, I think part of the reason why I hate guards ball as much is because Tito's trying to bring it into this team when it's not needed. That's not what this team needs to do.
No. It especially on a creativity standpoint, Tito feels like he's trying to keep baseball simple right now.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, it's not what we need. We need to be a little more aggressive, I think is kind of the answer here. The issue My issue with Tito, because I actually don't. It's like it's almost as if it was a morality hire when he got hired. The idea of Terry Francona coming out of retirement to come coach the Reds was such a big deal for us
Mm-hmm.
that I think a lot of people are stuck in their heads about that. And now we're in this weird limbo where it's like, um, do we have a legendary coach, or is this just a guy that was coming back for money? Um, and
I,
unfortunately,
I, I don't
I
think that it's him coming back for money, but I do think that this is comparable to Tony La Russa with the White Sox.
go ahead, keep
If you
going.
remember that, if you remember Tony La Russa coming back, you know what? He was great with the Cardinals. I think he retired after 2011. He won the World Series that year with David Freese. And then he comes back, I believe, like 2019 to coach for the White Sox. And the first year goes terrible. He completely, runs your mean Mercedes out of the locker room. They make the playoffs once, kind of backdoor in during the COVID year. And then he just kind of fell out because the game was well past him. And
Yeah,
I think for Terry, I think for Francona, like where you see, you could kind of see the game was kind of moving past him in Cleveland. You could tell. He still was a solid enough manager, but I think that the big reason they had so much success is he had his team built the way that he wanted it to be. He hasn't had that sort of creative freedom here. He hasn't been able to build the team that he wants to. And truthfully, the team that he wants to build is not a team that is a winning baseball team
yeah.
in this day and age.
And it's especially hard. I do feel for him because there have been so many changes to baseball over the last 5 years that these old managers, it's going to pass a lot of them by, and they might not even realize it. Terry might not realize it.
When
Um,
we sat there and we thought of this hire, we thought of Bruce Bochy with the Rangers, where he was retired for a long time. He comes out of retirement to go to Texas, and they win a World Series in 2023.
yeah,
That's what we were thinking. We didn't get
yeah.
that.
But the thing with the Rangers is they really rode on the back of a buy-in from the ownership. Like they went and they got their guys to go win them, help them win a World Series. We have not done that.
Well, that's the frustrating thing is like we've came to the closest we've been to an all-in year this year when we got Suarez, you know, when
And
we
how
got the
fucking
bullpen
embarrassing
help that
has
we
that
needed.
been? I mean,
I
if you
mean,
think back on it, like sure we've had a lot of injuries in the bullpen. Suarez missed some time, but at the end of the day, like if that was your all in, that's embarrassing.
it's what it is. It's what it is with this team. That's what it was.
I think it's top down at this point. I don't think that this gets
We
any
know it's
better
top down.
until the ownership changes.
And I don't even know necessarily if it's ownership. I think that ownership's a part of it. It might go even further. It's
When I say top down, I mean top down. Like down to the kit man. Like just clean house. I've never felt so vehemently about one of my teams that it just needed to. I'm a West Ham fan. For
yeah, they
those that
got
don't know,
relegated this year, and
they
you're
got relegated
still
this
more
year.
mad at the Reds.
I would rather, yeah, I'd rather go through another relegation than deal with another season of this Reds team because it's just so fucking embarrassing.
Oh, the good thing is we're not getting a season next year. Thank
Where
goodness.
I
Like
keep forgetting about that.
legitimately, I'm so excited for that. If I'm being honest, and maybe this is like shows how bad things are that I cannot wait for a baseball free summer, free from this stupid team.
Yep.
I can't wait for it.
And that'll come down before the season even starts, right? Or are we gonna have a
I
mid-season
believe
lockout
the CBA expires December 1st, I want to say.
of this year?
Yes.
Hmm. Okay.
So I think that's when you'll have that happen. Because as far as I've seen, there has not been any progress anywhere with it. And if anything,
Shocker.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, no, we can't even do
wow,
that
people
because
hate the
they're
fucking
flipping it.
rules that have caused so many the Dodgers and all these teams to dominate. I am, for one, shocked. Someone says that we should have figured this out ages ago. Maybe put some fucking guidelines in this sport. I mean,
Well,
it's outrageous.
just like the Heat, it's all Bud Selig's fault. So, I
It's all
mean,
Bud Selig's fault.
all Bud Selig's fault.
It always wraps back
It
to him.
always is Bud Selig's fault. I've done that rant before. If not, basically,
We did it last week. I hope you realize
did
this.
we?
It was either last week or the week before.
We've done. I mean, I've done it multiple times. I don't know. It all blends.
It might have
together.
been our Anything But Reds podcast
I
or
think it
Anything But
was.
Baseball.
I think it was. I think it was the anything but baseball. But yeah, no.
Let's keep talking about June because I have the stats in front of me and
Well,
I don't want it
that's
to go to
also
waste.
the one last thing with Tito is just he's running out of ideas, I think, as well. And nothing like that is proven more than, we talked about that Dane Myers injury. This was from Charlie Goldsmith on the 26th. And he talked with Matt McLean, Francona did, saying it wouldn't hurt for McLean to take some fly balls out in center field. McLean has played there some before. Just have fun with it, Francona told him. Nobody has a crystal ball. They threw him out there after Dane Myers got hurt last night. And he goes, you try to think ahead as much as you can and see where it could help and where it could help him. Why are we having him still there? Will Benson has hit better this year than Matt McLean, and yet Matt's still the little golden boy for Terry, while McLean is stuck rotting in Louisville. Will Benson. How Benson hasn't asked for a release from this team is
It's
incredible.
coming. It's 100% coming.
It
Probably
has
before
to
the
be.
trade deadline.
It's insane. The poor guy. Like, he's a solid enough player. If you get him more playing time, he could at least be sitting on the bench most of these other places and have a solid enough career. We don't give him the time of day for whatever reason. And this, playing Matt McLean, who has had pretty much just as bad, if not worse numbers for the amount of plate appearances that he's had than Will Benson. Like, no, it's stupid.
Yeah. And you know what? What's so interesting is there's a stat I was sent back on June 20th. I didn't want to bring it up, but I'm going to because we're talking about Terry. Manager decision success rate means almost nothing, but it's one of Terry's only shining moments because this was as of 12 days ago, which is it's 100% gotten worse. But he does sit in fourth in the MLB for a pinch hit and bullpen moves impact on win probability. How much has that helped us actually win baseball games? Like, hardly. So it's kind of embarrassing that we get to ride the coattails of that and
I also wonder
what do we get out of it?
How much of that is overinflated from when he ran the bullpen into the ground beginning of the year. Because think about it.
You're
Think about
so
that.
right.
Think about that. Because, we held on. We'd have, one pitcher would get a jam. You throw in another one. Another pitcher would get a jam. You throw in another one. He gets out of it. He probably has dropped. He was probably first after at April 23rd. And then has since just fallen off the face of a cliff with it.
Yeah. And speaking of falling off the face of a cliff, Nathaniel Lowe in the month of June with 67 plate appearances, 0 RBIs, 0 home runs, obviously, with the implication they had 0 RBIs. But let's just go through some stats. Batting average, 220 in the month of June. That's 28th in the MLB. OBP, 298. It's 26th in the MLB. The slugging is 323. That's 27th. The OPS is 671. That's 27th. We're giving up 3.8 runs per game. It's 27th. 114 walks in the MLB in the month of June. It was the second most in the league.
I'm more stunning. Who have more?
I'm curious about that too. I'm reading off from Lance McAllister. Shout out him. He posts every day, all the time. He gives us a lot of good stats.
Well, not good, but
Yeah.
needed.
Sorry.
No.
Let me rephrase that. Um, a couple of guys, which I think is really interesting. Is Tim Hanna, fucking crucify me. I'm talking about batting average.
Mm-hmm.
Spencer Steer, 159 in the month of June. It gets worse than that. JJ Boudet, 161. Both of these guys were really impactful for this team. And I think this is why the month of June has been so bad for us, is because those odd bats like JJ Boudet, like Spencer Steer, were hitting so much better for us before now. And now they've fallen off a cliff, and now we aren't getting the home runs that we got from JJ. We aren't getting the doubles that we got from Steer, and it's showing in the scoreboard when we lose games over and 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 over.
It's Chris Valanka, and we've known this
because
again, remember, these are the guys that weren't having to interact with Valanka, and now they're having to interact with Valanka. And surprise, surprise, their numbers are cratering.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So there needs to be a change in the coaching staff. I think I'm 100% on that. To the pitching, Burns threw a 2.36. Sorry, this is ERA. In the month of June. Lodolo a 5.05, Singer a 5.12, Louder a 5.31. Abbott was a 3.9. Abbott actually, I felt like in this month looked better than others. May and June have treated him well for the most part. Late May,
he had a bad outing or two, but he's had most of
it. Yes, yeah, he did.
And that's the other thing, is the pitching's having to do that without Derek Johnson, who is just gone. We don't know what's happened with that. He had to leave for some sort of, I think we're given like family reason or something like that. Some personal matter, and he's been gone for 3 weeks.
I wish him the best. I hope nothing's wrong, but at this point,
you hope that nothing's wrong.
How much of a difference
wonder,
is this going to make?
What's going on?
Yeah, I mean, this organization,
like,
it's just so bad. This is so bad. It's all so bad. I have no enjoyment out of this team.
No,
I mean, thank God we beat the Pirates twice, especially.
Yeah.
And one of those we really held on for the win, in that 9-7 win in the last game of the series.
It was Gino. Gino stepped up and hit a 3-run homer over the Clemente wall down to his last strike.
Yeah, without that, I mean, who knows where we'd be? Still only 4 divisional wins on the year. We talked about that. But I mean, come on, man.
Well, when you sit there and you see a lot of people have been discussing Kirk Herbstreit's baseball tweet, which
I don't even want. I'm exiting from this conversation because Kirk Herbstreit has nothing to do with baseball, and he makes me angry. Period.
Yeah. No, I know, but it makes sense that he is as angry as what he is, because when you only watch Reds baseball like he has, it drives you insane.
This is the point I made earlier today when Carl and I were talking about this, was if your broad view of baseball was only through the eyes of watching Reds games, then you're going to cook up some insane words and takes.
He said, quote, "Thank you," or it was Jorge Posada said something about, "I can't watch today's baseball." And Kirk Herbstreit goes, "Thank you. Where did the athletic ability go? Clutch hitting in the 8th and 9th innings. Starting pitching that goes 8 or 9 innings. Base stealing. Hell, just good base running and speed. Sack bunts, moving runners over late game. Where's Tony Gwynn, Ron Carew, Wade Boggs, Ichiro? These guys wouldn't exist in today's ridiculous home run or K launch angle game. The game has been dying with the youth of America for years, and now it is losing the core fan base as well with this ridiculous product we've had to digest for the last 7 to 10 years. Bring back small ball and athleticism. This shit dreadful." Every
It's
single point
such
he
an
makes
indictment
is
of the
just because
Reds.
he watches the goddamn Cincinnati Reds.
Oh my
Like,
God.
legitimately.
It's just
Oh,
so sad. I
um,
um I honestly, Carl, I can't believe we spent this whole time talking about the Reds. That's how shocked I am
no, I know.
about
Well, you know what?
that's
We
how
didn't
much I
talk
hate
any
this
about the World
team.
Cup. We just saw, we almost had the delay recording the podcast because,
If it wasn't for Harry Kane,
oh my God, Harry Kane with
what
the
a
goal of the
performance from
tournament. I
him.
felt so bad for Dr. Congo, the Democratic Republic of Congo, man. Like, oh man, that
Dr.
keeper was
C.
incredible.
I'll be posting a video about and Posse's save with his balls right after
Oh yeah,
pod because holy shit, he played out of his mind.
that was
He
incredible. I
deserved
mean,
more.
that I think we haven't probably seen that good of a goalkeeper like thing in the knockout stage
Not in the knockouts so far.
since
Yeah,
since
but
Tim Howard.
yeah, 100%. But this tournament's been all about the goalkeepers,
It
in my
has been.
opinion. The Cape Verde goalkeeper, the Saudi Arabia goalkeeper in their second game against Uruguay was absolutely fantastic. Um,
Uruguay's
I'm
goalkeeper being
missing a big one.
terrible.
Yes, Uruguay's
Uh,
goalkeeper
Japan was
deciding to
really
run
good
out.
against Brazil yesterday.
Japan's was good. There's been a lot of good goalkeeper performances, so it doesn't necessarily shock me that the Congos really showed out, but here we are, and they're knocked out. I was hoping for an upset. Just yet another four, four for four of my last predictions precisely right. All of the scores precisely right, which is kind of insane for soccer. Let's be real.
Oh yeah. Well,
2-1 for England today.
the other crazy thing is the fact that what you've had there's been so many stoppage time goals.
So many, so
So
many
many.
late goals. Man, we haven't even gotten to. I didn't even make a video about the Algeria Austria game, but what a freaking game! Algeria scoring Austria scoring at the death to
After Algeria
save their
scored at the death.
tournament.
That
After Algeria scored at the last second, dude,
I,
what
I
a
was I was a
game!
little salty because I have Algeria and Iran in the pool, and I was really hoping to get both of them in. And also
Yeah,
that kind of I know it's FIFA, so I'm it's a
yeah,
little
right.
stinky.
Yeah, it is.
But no, and we've also
Donald
seen
Trump made the call. Sorry, I don't want to get our podcast taken off the internet.
yeah, he ain't
Uh,
gonna be seeing this.
no, well, you
Um,
never know. Uh, maybe
Tweet
he's a
us
big
out,
Reds
please.
fan.
Please, Donald, tweet us out. Surely, surely.
Please help the Reds, Donald. Um,
You know what? No, we already had Marge Schott as an owner. He couldn't be worse, could he?
no, no, he could not.
Step down and buy out Phil Castellini.
Yeah. Well, if you want to see more World Cup content, please follow me on TikTok at Maxton FC. I'm posting every day, sometimes twice a day. Like today, I'm
Oh
going
yeah.
to be posting twice a day because I'm built different.
And then
Um,
you're staying up for the USA game, right?
oh, buddy, I'm going no sleep tomorrow, and I have so much to do tomorrow too at work. It's gonna be a nightmare. But
We should
yeah,
get a Red Bull
I'm.
sponsorship.
I really should. I might take a little nap before the game, but probably not. We'll see.
Belgium Senegal might be good enough to where you maybe worst comes
Well,
to worst.
that's who we play, so I really don't want to miss that game.
Well, worst comes to worst, you wake up in the middle of penalties like what you did for Germany, Paraguay.
Could not believe that.
Oh my
I
goodness.
could not. I woke up and I was like, "What is happening?"
That was
And then immediately Kai Havertz missed his penalty.
between that one and the Dutch Morocco game. Those were some of the worst penalties I've ever seen taken.
Worst penalties, great saves, you name it. It's both ways. Crazy.
Well, no, some of them, like what the Dutch missed the goal twice,
Yeah,
and so did Germany.
the woodwork, man. They deny you everything you ever wanted.
But yeah, all right, we're gonna be off next week because I'm gonna be on vacation for the next few. I'll come back, Tanner, and we'll get back to it the end of the month, and hopefully we'll have better things to talk about, or at the very least, we'll have things to talk about. Maybe Terry will get fired at that point, or Crawl.
Not
We're not that lucky. He's going to make some
Neither of
really
those are
dumb
happening.
trades right before the trade deadline.
Yep, that's more like it.
We'll see. We'll see what happens. But this is the MidLegs Podcast. Make sure to like, subscribe, and follow us on our platforms.